organization I founded 15 years ago. My son played AAU basketball. We were involved in a program. I learned a little bit about AAU. I learned about basketball as it was being conducted 15 years ago. Some of it I liked, incorporated into the program that we run. Other things I didn't like, and I wanted to do something in a different way. So with a couple of friends and myself, we started the Middlesex Magic. Our goal with the Middlesex Magic, and my goal in basketball, my life in basketball, is to have student athletes achieve the greatest possible educational opportunity they can get, combining the basketball with their athletics. We send our players to the best schools in the world. 2 years ago, we had 3 kids starting at MIT. That will never happen again in AAU basketball. It's an unbelievable accomplishment, and we're very, very proud of that. We want children to enjoy the game of basketball and focus on their education. We don't take players into our organization who can play basketball and can't study. We don't do it. If you're a good athlete, we'll help you become a good student. And if you're a good student, we'll help you become a good athlete. But we want both. And that's what we're about. The people that I have with me, these organizations, are about that also. The idea of basketball being a way to make a living is a wonderful, wonderful dream for children to have. And we encourage that dream. A player walks up to me, he's 8 years old, and says, I want to be Kobe Bryant. I'm with him 100%. He walks up to me and says, I want to be so-and-so. I'm with him 100%. And I immediately say to him, you work as hard on your academics as you do on your athletics, and you'll be very successful. When you're done playing college basketball, you get drafted in the NBA, you play in the NBA for 10 years. After that, you need a job. So let's make sure we focus on that education and get involved. And that's what we're about. We want to invite you people to come in and learn more about us. And through the night, you'll be hearing different folks speak to what we do, and then we'll be putting on an actual clip, not a clip. Alright? First, I'd like to introduce Bill Boyle, one of my partners. Bill is from Brooklyn. I'm sure some of you are, because 40% of the people in the United States are from Brooklyn, isn't it, Coach? Yeah. Bill, New York City High School All-Star, played at Marquette under Al McGuire. And Bill was a phenomenal basketball player, and he wound up sitting down like I'm going to admit. The guy in front of him was named Dean Memons or something, so Billy became a hell of a backup point guard. Bill?
Thanks. If you can't hear me, just throw a hand up and I'll try to get louder because I'm loud enough to be here. My piece of the action tonight is actually not to talk specifically about basketball, but more about what the philosophy is that we believe that ought to take coaching. And then we'll have some people talk specifically about the X's and the O's and the skills and that type of stuff. But I'm going to address a little bit of what I see as the philosophy that hopefully you can take and apply to your coaching when you're doing the X's and the O's that obviously are important, but I think that you've got to come at it with the right frame of mind. I'm going to quickly just harken back to something that I learned and impressed me when I went to Marquette, and that was the first thing that Al McGuire told me, that recruited me, was that always remember that you should use basketball, don't let basketball use you. And by that he meant that if you had the skills and the ability to obviously play at that level, use that, but don't forget the primary reason why you're here. The primary reason was obviously to get an education. The secondary reason that any of us were there was to play basketball and to have fun while we were doing it, but to work as hard at that as we did in the classroom. But we had to do both. What I took from that as I thought about it over time, as I grew older and was a little more reflective, was what I tried to take into coaching, and that's what we want to do when we have kids and we're working with kids. The things we're looking to do as coaches is to provide certain characteristics that we would like to see all the kids have when we get done coaching them, and that's not just basketball. As a coach, the first thing you want to do is be a leader. You want the kids to look up to you. You want them to look up to what you're doing, what it is you're about, and what it is you represent. Very important. If they respect you, they'll follow you. They'll listen to you. They'll learn from you. Takes us to the second thing that I think the coach must do. That's a teacher. Kids need to be taught. They come, most kids want to learn, most kids are eager to learn, but they have to be taught. They don't really know what's right way to play basketball, what's the right way to do things, what's the right way to be a teammate, how is it that I fit into this system. All of those are things that kids need to learn, and that your system has to show them in order for them to end up being successful. The next thing they need to understand is that basketball is a team sport. It's not like swimming, it's not like golf. It's only a sport you can succeed in if you can learn to be a teammate. You can't succeed in teaching kids how to play as a team. They're going to fail, you're going to fail, and your program is going to fail. Very critical. Kids need to learn to work as a team. And that's one of the more important things that all coaches have to do. In order to get kids to work as a team, the next thing they have to understand is that there's discipline. That there are rules, that there are things that they're required to do, there are things they're required to do individually, there are things they're required to do as a team. And you have to be a stickler around the discipline. Kids have to understand that if I'm going to be part of this, these are the limits, these are the ways that I'll be tolerated within this program, and for me to be successful, I have to understand where those limits are. Because I can't be a good teammate and play outside the lines. Everybody plays inside the lines, we play together, and we either succeed together or we fail together, or we're going to do it together. And the last thing that I think kids need to understand if you're going to coach and be successful is that they need to understand loyalty. You have to be loyal, number one, to one another. That's part of being a teammate. They have to be loyal to you. If you've taught them to trust you, if you've taught them to be able to learn from you, they'll have to be loyal. They also need to learn that the program that you're working with them requires a certain amount of loyalty as well. You want to be proud of your program, you want them to be proud of your program, and you want them to be proud of your teammates. In order for that to happen, you have to buy into the system and understand the system requires their loyalty for the system to give the loyalty back to them and to be successful in providing the basketball opportunity. If all those ingredients get mixed in together, and keep thinking about that as you're coaching, as you're doing the XBO, you're probably going to have a very successful program, and ultimately you'll have some successful kids who we hope will eventually wind up playing at the next level, wherever that may be. Not everybody's going to go on and play in the NBA. As a matter of fact, 1% of the people that start out playing basketball, they wind up in the NBA someday. Some of them, hopefully many of them, will wind up going to college and have the opportunity, maybe not on a scholarship basis, but potentially as walk-ons or playing in a B.R.G. program, to be able to play college ball. And it's because of the foundations that you provided to them as coaches when they're 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, that's going to make them successful when they get to that level. Because you're going to bring all of those characteristics that a college coach is looking for from the players that they want to recruit into their programs. Now, with that, I'm going to shut up because I don't need to bore you about any more of my philosophy of life. And we'll bring on the people who I have talked about some of the X's and the O's in this program. And if anyone has any questions later on, I'll be around all evening and be happy to